So in the last movie, we saw the limitation of Premiere Pro's built-in effects when working with 360 VR footage with our Gaussian blur, where the blur wasn't applied uniformly across every pixel equally. And when shown in a spherical workspace, you could see a seam across the footage. Here in my chapter 3.6 sequence, and you guys can just follow along if you have been following along through this course with your actual own sequence. I'm just going to select the clip, and we're going to remove the Gaussian blur. And under our video effects here at the side in the effects tab, I'm just going to close out the blur and sharpen category. We're going to go here to the metal category. And under the metal category, let's compare the skybox blur to that Gaussian blur that we just saw. So I'm just going to select this. And as we know, we can select any effect and drag it onto a clip. So if I just increase the blurriness amount, you can see that's a really simple effect to use. And if I enter into my VR mode, the best part about it is if I go to that kind of same area in the sky, we're not going to see any seams across our footage. Metal has several effects that do the exact same thing. So we've got a denoise effect, a glow effect, a rotate spear, and a sharpen effect that can all come to your rescue for your 360 VR workflows to work past the limitations of what Premiere Pro can do, which is great. They work hand in hand together. Let me just actually go out of my VR mode. And I'm just going to remove the skybox blur from the clip. You can see there that we have the clip just by itself. And let's just explore a few more of these. Well, another effect that I really like is the metal skybox sharpen. If we apply that to the clip here, especially when people are viewing things in a VR headset, and then just apply a sharpening amount level. Yet another very simple effect in terms of its parameter of about 20. I'm just going to go quickly into the VR mode. And if I just click the effects badge on and off, just notice that potentially in the headset, that kind of softness to your clips goes away with just a little bit of sharpening and go a long way to enhance the user's 360 VR experience with just a little bit of sharpening. May exit VR mode again, and there's no need for us to keep this metal skybox sharpen effect. I'm just going to select it and I'm going to delete it. The other things that you should know about this effect are something such as rotate spear. Let me give you guys a quick view of that too. I want to move to another clip. I'm going to move to the last clip here in the timeline. Let's just say that I wanted to change the center of focus, or where I want people to look at, what I want people to look at when they first see this shot. In the past, what I would have to do is actually go back to the stitching software and then change where people are looking. But thanks to this handy metal skybox rotate spear effect, I'm able to drag that onto a clip. If I select this effect, I can do a few things. One is I could roll this clip to sort of change the point of focus. Let's say I just wanted it to be on that bus. The other thing is if there was a problem with the horizon, which we saw earlier in a GoPro video where we tried to fix or straighten the lines so that we could have a straight horizon, we could in fact tilt or roll this shot to improve upon it directly with this rotate spear effect. And we can apply it individually, as you can see, to each of the shots that we have here inside of Premiere Pro without having to go back to the stitching software. I'm just going to delete that rotate spear effect from the clip. And last but not least, I want to go to the metal skybox glow. I'm just going to apply it here to this clip. If I wanted to increase this glow, it's quite bright right now. In fact, I might want to decrease it. I could go to the luma threshold and up the amount to, let's say, 0.95. What you'll see is that there's a little bit of a less glow going on there. I could also decrease the glow radius, something like 20, and you'll see that that updates right away. Now, the coolest thing about these effects are keyframeable. I could keyframe this metal skybox glow effect. So let me just show this to you. I'm going to actually add a few keyframes here. Just notice I'm at the 41-second mark here in the timeline. What I'd like to do is add a couple keyframes, one to glow radius and one to luma threshold. I'm going to up the luma threshold to 1, okay? And I'm going to increase the glow radius to 0. And this is pretty much just going to wipe out that glow. And also I'll just add a keyframe here to glow brightness. And what I'm going to do now is just move my playhead. And I'm moving it in the effect controls to the last frame here on the clip. And I just moved a little bit past that, so I'm just going to press the left arrow because I do want to see the visual image. I'm going to now increase the luma threshold, decrease the amount to like 0.1. You can see it's automatically a lot brighter. I'm going to just up my glow radius to be that much stronger, to about 30. And I'm going to increase the glow brightness to something quite dramatic. And you'll see here, if I move slowly frame by frame, I'm going to select the timeline by pressing Shift 3. You can see a transition happening with the glow that I've applied. So if I kind of go here, I'm just going to press the shift right arrow so I can move a little bit faster. We've got a glow happening throughout the clip that essentially whites out the clip there at the end. And then I could actually do the reverse opposite if there was a clip that was adjacent to this, where it starts off at a very strong glow and goes down. So keep in mind, all of the Skybox post effects are in fact keyframeable. One last thing in Premiere Pro, just totally have to mention this, is that if I really like this glow and what I did, the keyframing element to it, if you right-click the effect, you can save this as a preset and never have to do it again. And as an editor, I love this ability in Premiere Pro, which is that you can save anything as a preset. So if I save this as a preset, I can call this, I'm going to anchor it to the out point, which is just going to make sure that the timing of that effect is not going to change. I'm going to call this Metal Skybox Glow preset glow out. And with that, I could add a description saying keyframed for out animation. And I'll just choose OK. And the best part about this is if I scroll up here to the top and look at my presets, I've got that Metal Skybox Glow out, which I can apply to any clip in my project. So in the next movie, we're going to start to tackle the topic of working with 2D graphics or titles inside your project, how to get them to project in a 360 VR atmosphere using Metal's post effects plugins.